Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another content of Mr. The Motivational. Are you tired on what's been going on with your life each day? Still doing the same things over and over again? Hardly could not get any success on what you are trying to achieve? Well, let's face the reality. Doing the same things every day without any improvements will give you the same results as yesterday. So in order for you to achieve greater heights, you will need to do something different than what you have done over the past. In this video we are going to craft out 18 highly effective ways for you to become productive each day. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 1. Plan your activities ahead of time. Every time that you wake up, what is it that you do first? It is very important to know what you do and what you can do of the time present. So on tip number 1, it is very important to plan ahead your goals and the activities you are going to do in the future. Always remember that one day only contains 24 hours, and on that 24 hours you will need to allocate each time on what you will do. Here we have an example of what time allocation looks like. Identify what are those things that you will fit in on the plan. And make sure that those things are achievable on that span of time that you have allocated. Which will then lead us to tip number 2. Number 2. Don't work hard, work smart. In life, people is always believe that working hard is equivalent to success. Although hard work is part of the process. But don't let it fool you, hard work does not equate your success, even if you work harder than the other people around you. A person who works hard can be simply outsmarted by a person who works smart. It is better to integrate the two habits of working smart and hard. When doing work, remember the acronym SMART. You need to be specific of your goals. Then measure those goals, if those goals are attainable. And make sure that it is realistic that you are capable on doing it. And lastly, always point out the timeline for those goals. In order for them to be finished, you must create a deadline. If you already have a SMART goal, then you will need to know tip number 3. Tip number 3. Prioritize your tasks. It is not very easy to just simply write your goals and do things randomly. You need to know the level of urgency of that specific task in order to achieve and finish task efficiently. Identifying what must be done first is very important. Always prioritize those things that create a big impact on your productivity before doing those things that does less impact. Here let us have a look of Eisenhower's decision matrix. This will help guide you on how to prioritize the things that you are about to do each day. There are 4 quadrants in the matrix. And each quadrant helps you specify the things that matters to you the most. With this strategy you will have less hassle on randomizing your work and will likely lessen unproductivity on your part. So take time to write down your goals and prioritize each goal properly according to urgency. Number 4. Be consistent. Each time we work on the things that we want to improve, it is very hard to stay consistent and very easy to let go of the desired plan. Don't tire it out so easily. Know that things may not go well. Even if you plan everything perfectly, you will still see mistakes from those plans. Just like if you set a plan with a deadline. Then you were discouraged because you were not able to achieve it on time because of other factors around you. Let's just say that you have an unexpected emergency needed to attend to because no one is there to fill out the responsibility for you. Then it's okay, don't worry too much if things did not go accordingly. You need to gather your senses back and focus back to the desired plan. Stay consistent and gradually you'll be able to achieve it. Well, at some point it is very hard to stay consistent along the way, so if you are one of those who experience this, please let us know by commenting your struggles down below. We hope to give you some answer in order for you to continue moving forward. Number 5. Minimize distractions. For the record, how long do you spend on things like social media, watching Netflix, or even long chats with your friends? Well, as far as you want to create a productive day each time, you need to minimize these things. We did not say that you will remove them from your life. But if you are the type of person who spends most of his time on those things that does not even promote growth for production, then you will likely drain out your energy from those things without even having the motivation left to perform the important task. So turn off those distractions and if possible only have them when needed. Number 6. Take frequent breaks every day. You might be asking to yourself that a while ago we just talked to minimize on productivity. Then why are we going to have frequent breaks? Well, simple. Because our brain cannot function well when we are overwhelmed by so much stress from work. So we need to breathe in some air. Take short pauses on every task. In this tip we highly suggest the Pomodoro technique. So what is this technique? The Pomodoro technique is a time management method developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s. The technique uses a timer to break down work into intervals, traditionally 25 minutes in length, separated by short breaks. Here we have an illustration of the technique. It is never bad to reward yourself a little time for fun and excitement in order to keep you motivated throughout the day. Number 7. Look for tools that can ease your workload. Let's face it, even how great you are on doing the things that you want to do, you will need to do it right and according to the timeline. Let us just say that if it takes you longer time to do the task, then it might not be effective after all, since it will consume the rest of the time that should have been intended to your other workflow. So in this tip, look for tools that can help automate the work for you. For example, if you are working on things such as editing, you might want to have a software that can edit the work faster for you. You can search for things online that can help ease the work for you. This will leave you to work out on other things than just mainly focusing on making your work perfect. Number 8. Stop procrastinating. Always put in your mind that time lost is time wasted. Never think that you can do things better only at the right time. Because there is no such thing as right time. You are the one who makes the time right and fitting for you. So in this tip, never slouch back and think that you can do things later. Because eventually you'll never know what will happen. Your procrastination might devour you fully, which will then make you unproductive and feeling unmotivated to do work anymore. Number 9. Forget about perfection. Never ever aim for complete perfection. You will just get tired and eventually you will fail most of the time. So on this tip, focus on execution. You need to focus on doing the task accordingly. Don't overthink on those minimal errors such as the beauty of the work. Say if is an artwork or a painting, then you find the art unpleasant just because the color does not blend well. Then you might consider doing it again, which will then consume another set of time for you to do it. With that kind of thinking you are just going to waste your time. Remember that there is beauty in every imperfections. So learn to accept those flaws of imperfections of your work and try to learn from it. So that next time that you have the same kind of task you will able to create a better output of that work. Number 10. Get enough rest. Know that even how good you are on doing the task every day, you will wear out and get tired. Part of the delegation of time is also your sleep. It is recommended that you have a good rest for about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Also, you must consider sleeping and waking up on the same time every day, as this will help your body build consistency in giving out the energy that your body needs. Your body clock plays an important role for you to do specific tasks. So never neglect the importance of sleep and always consider it as your topmost priority. It is very logical. In order for a gadget to work and function properly, it must be charged. Same goes for you. You must value yourself and give it the proper care and attention that it needs. Number 11. Eat healthy. Just like tip number 10. Having enough rest means also having the right foods to eat. A balanced diet must be followed regularly in order to sustain the nutrients that your body needs. You may find this tip not so relevant, but we guarantee you that having the right diet for your body will give you a big boost of energy. Also, this will keep you alert and recharge each time you do a task. And knowing the right foods to eat will help keep you safe from being weak and or having sick. And you don't want to be sick because it can bother with your plans and can give you a wide gap of unproductive days. So stick to a healthy diet and maintain balance in your lifestyle habits. Also, give your time to exercise, even just 30 minutes each day or every other day, as exercising your body can help mobilize the flow of blood within your body and pump out those toxins inside your body such as sweat. Number 12. Avoid multitasking. Remember, you only have one brain and two hands. You simply cannot do a lot of things within a short span of time. Accept that reality and learn to delegate your task properly. Doing things one at a time will produce effective results, rather than doing different things at the same time, which will confuse you and put you out of focus. Always put in your mind that less is more. The less things that it take you to work a thing will create more impact than doing many things which will lead you to no work done at all. Number 13. Learn from your mistakes. As what we have already said a while ago, it is okay to commit mistakes. Even if you make a lot of mistakes, it does not matter. Well, everybody does make mistakes anyway. What you should do on those mistakes is that you analyze what did go wrong. Write it out and set an action plan in order for you to correct it. So that the next time, when you do things, you already acknowledge the mistake and you know how to correct it. So take time to evaluate those mistakes and don't get discouraged from it, rather learn from them and improve. Number 14. Consider outsourcing. Well, some things are better done if enough time is allocated for it. But what if you don't that enough time for you to accomplish your planned goal? So within this tip, why not consider outsourcing by hiring a person to do the work for you? Just like on tip number 7, it is very important to have the tools for you to work out your goals. And having the right tools that will automate an output for a specific task is very vital. Same goes for outsourcing. Having the right person to perform the task for you will give you enough time to give other things the attention that it needs. If you have the budget to allocate in order to hire a person, then try having them and see the results. This will effectively help you have more time, and that time can help you create more and do more in order to gather effective results. Number 15. Keep track of your progress. How can you know if you have improved over time if you don't keep track of your progress? So in this tip, gather a lot of data on how you performed each task and what results did you came up with, so that every time you will have a clear view if you are improving each day, week, month, and year. The goal is always to improve each time and focus on productivity. You may want to keep a journal on what things you have done and what did go wrong and what did you do to improve it. And when time comes, you will read the journal back and compare yourself over the past times you will feel successful because of those improvements that you achieved. This will give you motivation to keep going and doing. Number 16. Don't wait for motivation. You might think of doing things only when you have the drive to do it. Frankly speaking, you won't even be doing it. Motivation does not come from other people. The simple answer for the motivation that you are looking for is knowing why. Why should you do it in the first place? Know your why and the how will follow. This topic was pointed out by Simon Sinek. It is important to know the value of your why, because this will equate your own commitment to do the thing. Simply put it that, if a thing does not matter to you, then it is likely that you won't bother doing it anyway. But if you know why that thing must be done, because it is important, then you will do it whatever it takes. After having to know your why, it will become easy for you to think on how. You know what you will be needing in order to do the things to achieve those goals. Once you practice this kind of thinking, everything else will fall into place. Number 17. Sharpen the blade. In this tip, it's not the literal metal blade that we are going to sharpen, but we are referring to the skills that you have built over time on doing specific works. Always remember that over time, when you learn a skill and likely won't be using it for a long period of time anymore, then the next time that you will be needing to use that skill again will fall out as a new skill to be relearned again. It is okay to relearn, but eventually it will take another time for you to practice it again. So we suggest that even just a bit of time, why not practice honing that skill and try to improve it even just twice a week. For instance, if you are good at photo editing, then, because of the nature of your work which requires you to do other things, then you will eventually left out and not use that skill anymore. And when the time comes, if you want to edit photos, you might find it hard to be as creative and good before. So to retain your skill, practice doing it for short periods, then learn how to get better bits by bits. Number 18. Finish strong. A lot of people are good at the beginning, but tend to give up in the middle. Why is that so? In this tip, we highly suggest that when you do things, have a strong mindset. Stay on the rhythm, and whatever obstacles that you may face, continue pushing forward. Do not let it destroy your ability to finish your planned goal. Keep on doing until you reach the finish line. Never hold back, and don't give up. It may be the things that will try to hold you. For instance, if you work on a thing that requires you to use the internet, but suddenly your internet malfunctioned, then this is not an excuse to just sit there and play video games, leaving your set plan hanging. Instead, you can use this time to do other things that won't require internet after all. Or you may also consider having a loader data to have an internet instead of waiting for your Wi-Fi to get fixed. Another thing to point out is that people may also hinder you. They may cause trouble toward you mentally by saying discouraging words and will likely mock you. Let them keep on talking while you do the action needed to progress. Their words should not consume you, because if you allow them inside your mind, then you will be focusing on them rather on your goals. So stay strong and know that they are not worth your time. So that's it, folks. I hope you have enough knowledge to continue growing. Also learn from the things as you move along the path that you choose. But most importantly, remember that being productive doesn't always have to be stressful. Work hard and be smart on doing your goals. And never surrender on it. Well, if you did find this video useful and helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up. Also, we would love to hear from you as to how this video did help you, so please feel free to comment down below. Also, make sure to subscribe so that we stay connected each time we upload a new video content. Until next time, Mr. Riffix.